In Nyeri to assess the extent of fire at the Aberdare National Park. The PS is in the company of Director General Kenya Wildlife Service, Dr. Erastus Kanga. Clement Masombo is on location and now joins us live. He has been following up on this particular story. Clement, good afternoon. When we last spoke, you were waiting for the assessment. Are they back? What did they say?
Well, good afternoon to you, Ashley. Earlier on, when we were speaking about this wildfire at the Aberdare National Park, there is a camera crew that was in the air actually trying to get those shots from shots of the fire that has been raging the Aberdare National Park for the 12th day now as we speak. And the crew is back, but we are waiting for the PS to land, and of course the Director General, Dr. Erastus Kanga. But right now I want to speak to one of the officers here, one of the senior officers here, that is Bakari Mungumi, to give us an update. Thank you so much, Mr. Bakari, for joining us. We are now speaking of day 12 since the fire broke out at the Aberdare National Park. Why has it been so difficult to put out the fire?
Thank you very much, Masombo. The Aberdare fire is an interesting fire, and this, for anyone who should know, this is not a savanna fire where you can readily and easily rush a grader and make a cut line for you to stop this fire from raging. So we're looking at a very mountainous region, particularly the northern of the Aberdare. We have the fourth highest peak in this country. It's called the Ole Satima. So that fire in the mountain, you need to attack it very early in the morning, and when it hits up the rock in the mountain is also very hot, so you cannot really do much in that particular time. So I think the effort has been good. Let me acknowledge this, that since the fire began, we've had our losses. Like on the 7th, we lost 2 members of staff who were dashing to the fire line, and the car rolled. Unfortunately, 1 ranger and 1 fence attendant, all employees of Kenya Wildlife Service. But we have had great support from community, great support from the National Youth Service. As we speak, we have more than 100 members of National Youth servicemen who are with us. Kenya Forest Service has been sending rangers to support this. We've had support from various other supporters, the county government of Nyandarua, county government of Nyeri, private partners like Rhino Ark Charitable Trust, Mount Kenya Trust, the Tana Waterworks have been giving us support. So, I mean, everybody's been involved, everybody's been engaged. Unfortunately, the fire in the moorland, when it breaks, we got a grassland blanket in the fire, in the central moorland, which technically should be holding this water, but unfortunately it's been dry for quite some time now in the moorland. And with the reduced rains, then the grass is very dry. So this is what really is sparking this fire all over the place. But we're happy to tell Kenyans that the northern of the Aberdare is now being controlled. There's no fire up there. The fire is now at Central Moorland, and that is where we have directed every effort from government, including a chopper that came in 3 days ago from Kenya Pipeline Corporation, and it's been doing marvelous work, dropping in firefighters, getting support from centers, and this is what you really want. So we are hopeful. We remain hopeful.
What will it take to put out the fire?
Yeah, obviously, strength in numbers, and we have just asked National Youth Service to add us more numbers, and they're on the way as we speak. So we're expecting maybe with a total close to 300 people. We have a crop duster. This is a plane that takes water and then pours the water onto the fire. It's also doing on an unlimited number of hours. We hope this kind of thing will help to suppress this fire. So maybe in the next 1 day, 2 days, I think I'll be optimistic and say we've done this fire.
All right. Thank you so much. Of course, that is Bakari Mungumi, one of the senior officers here at the KWS offices here in Nyeri. And of course, remaining hopeful that in the next 2 or 3 days, there will be a significant progress in terms of containing the fire. But as we speak, we understand that about 30,000 acres of vegetation has already been eaten up by that fire. That's quite a huge loss, considering that this Aberdare National Park is a habitat for a number of wild animals, as well as more than 250 species of birds. But this is a story that we shall be following up on, and of course updating our viewers as we get more details. Ashley.
Thank you so much, Clement Masombo, for that update. Of course, we keep on being hopeful that that fire will be put out. Of course, as we've heard, in a day or two, hopefully they will be able to be dealing with that fire once and for all. A fire that has been going on for 12 days now at the Aberdare National Park. But moving on, in a bid to prevent further forest fires that have been ravaging some parts of Mau Forest and other conservancies within the expansive Rift Valley region, Forestry Cabinet Secretary Soipan Tuya, accompanied by Forestry Principal Secretary Ephantus Kimotho Kimani, visited Nakuru County to find a long-lasting solution. Kenya Forest Service is mandated to manage the forest, and the Nakuru KFS headquarters Mau Conservancy was better placed to host the community forest officials in trying to mitigate the issues surrounding frequent fires in the forest. Now, speaking after meeting various Community Forest Association members, CS Tuya called upon the area residents and community to collaborate.
Is in the recognition of the critical role played by Mwananchi. And the best way structured way to engage with them is through Community Forest Associations, to make sure that the use of our forests, which should be symbiotic between the government conservation efforts and the user rights that the communities have, but they must be in a sustainable manner. We have very many initiatives. One of them, we are planting 15 billion trees. We have the support of many non-governmental organizations. We have the support of the private sector. And one initiative that we are undertaking as a ministry is a grant from the French government, which is helping us to combat the problem of forest fires. And the inception of the project was done yesterday, and it is going to run for the next 5 years.
Labda kuna challenge ya repair na vitu kama hivyo. Lakini vile nimesikia tunaangalia, na pia tukomeongea na commander na tukometuambia some of the challenges ziko, so most of the, even the firefighting equipment. So hiyo maneno ya resources tutaangalia to make sure resources zile tuko minimal resources tuko nazo tutazipanga in an efficient way ndio iweze kuwasaidia kupigana na changamoto zile tuko nazo kwa hii ningeomba sana ndio tuweze kushikana vizuri. Wale watu wako na forest management plan zile zimekuwa expired Nisikia hata wakiongea mambo ya ecotourism, mambo kama hizo, those activities. Pia kuna vitu kama livelihood improvement programs zile zinakuanga tunaongeanga, because at times we get so many donors, na ni vizuri tukue mkiwa na those updated forest management plan hata tuwasaidia vizuri sana even kufanya proposal.